Okay, let's make our textured leaves. So for this project, you are going to need a piece of paper. You are going to need some crayons. You might have crayons that have wrappers on them, but if you have any that do not have wrappers on them, like little pieces of crayons, grab those. Otherwise, we might have to take some wrappers off of some of the crayons that you have. If you don't want to do that, I'll show you how you can do it without doing that. But grab some crayons, and then of course you need your leaves that you collected. So I'm going to lay some of mine out here. If your leaves are a little bit wet, let them dry out a little bit, or dab them with a paper towel so that they aren't wet anymore. As you can see, I tried to find ones that were different shapes, and that'll make our textured picture a little bit more interesting. But when you look at an actual leaf, you can tell that they have veins. These are all those lines there. And the edges are all different as well. That's what makes them so interesting. And I really like that I found a variety of colors also. Okay, so what we're gonna do is arrange our leaves on a table or placemat first. I have a lot of them and they look like they just fit on the paper, so I might not use all of them. You wanna know what's gonna fit on your paper. So maybe I will do these 4 today. And they can go different directions. Even the stems are cool because we'll get to see those in our rubbings as well. So we lay them out, then we're gonna put our piece of paper right on top of our leaves so that they're covered up. We want those leaves to be as flat as possible. Now we're gonna do our rubbing. So remember I said if you have crayons that don't have wrappers on them, those will work really well. But if you do have wrappers, you can peel off the wrapper because we're actually going to be using the side of the crayon instead of the top of the crayon like we usually do. And if you don't want to peel the whole wrapper off, you could just do part of it. And if you don't want to peel the wrapper off, we can use the top, but you're gonna have to try to go on the side as much as you can because otherwise we're not really gonna see our rubbings. Okay, I'll start with this crayon. I'm gonna switch off and use some different crayons to make it look interesting. So for our rubbing, we're gonna use the side of the crayon instead of the top like we usually do, or the tip. So you're gonna go on the side. That's why if the wrapper is off, it's gonna be easier for you. And you're gonna just hold it on the side like this and rub it back and forth. This would be easiest if somebody can hold your paper down for you, or if they can't, you can grab some pieces of tape and tape your paper down so that it doesn't move. Okay, so I'll just tape mine down since I don't have somebody here with me to help me. All right, so I'm just taking my side of my crayon and I'm moving it around, and sometimes you have to push kind of hard, and if you go over it and over it a couple times, you can really start seeing the texture of your leaf. Look at it, it's like a print. All right, I'm gonna switch to another color now. I'll do purple. And sometimes it's pretty bumpy when you get to the stem right there. It can get pretty bumpy. Oh, look at, I can really see the texture of this leaf and the shape that it is and all of those veins. That's amazing. All right, let me pick a new color. And I kind of have to feel around to see where my leaves are. Oh, here we go. I'm choosing different colors than the actual leaves were today. You can choose whichever colors you'd like. Sometimes it's sort of a surprise. I kind of forgot what my leaf looked like, what shape it was. So when I'm shading it here, I'm rubbing, I'm remembering, oh yeah, that's what it looked like. Okay, one last leaf I feel over here. Whoop. Get all the sides, get all the edges. Sometimes you can tell like, oh, it's still going over here. I gotta go a little over this way. All right. And there is my finished picture with all of my leaves. I can really see the texture of the veins and the shape and the stems as well. Don't forget those. I can't wait to see your textured leaf pictures. So make sure you post a picture in Seesaw so that I can see it. Have fun.